TPA Salt.
Hello everyone, welcome to episode 91. I know Beal wanted to talk about the Scream 7 stuff on this episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so... They
Oh yeah,
started...
that got delayed today, I think. That
Really?
movie. Yeah, it got delayed, I think. Unless that's a rumor, I'm not really entirely sure. Because I think its original release was like February of next year or something.
Uh... I'm not seeing any news articles.
Yeah, it's probably just a bullshit rumor.
And no, it's still February of next year.
Yeah, the February release date's a little concerning because they usually studios that don't have faith in stuff will like put it in the February slot.
I thought that was more of a January thing.
Oh yeah, you're probably right. Yeah. Oh no, fucking no. But yeah, I'm excited for Scream 7 because like I wasn't the biggest fan of 5 and 6, to be honest with you. So I'm glad they're going back to the original cast. Well, one of the original cast members. Well, I think Courtney Cox is confirmed. I don't know. I think she is.
Yeah, it'll probably be fun. See what they do with it.
Yeah.
Um, anyways, care to introduce your pick? Whoop.
Oh. I say that again, Peter.
Care to introduce your pick?
My pick is my pick doesn't need an introduction, but it's Toy Story 1995, one of the greatest movies ever made.
Yeah, that
Um,
is true. This is like one of the more popular movies we've had on this podcast. So
yeah,
I like on Sunday I came across a some random clickbait article on top 10 worst Disney villains, and Sid was on it, and the explanation was really fascinating. Let me go find it.
I mean, he's just a troubled kid that tortures toys. I mean,
No, it's for where was it?
uh, I actually think Sid is the weakest of the trilogy. I think Lotso's the strongest of the three.
Let me
And
go with the exact explanation. Uh, Many 90s kids recall the moment where she shows her that Jane doll now produces a pterodactyl head. While it's not okay to hustle people's stuff, Sid's antics are more about curiosity than pure villainy. That curiosity is seen throughout the course of his time on screen. Viewers watch him work on his toys' bedroom lab, how he's buzzed to fireworks will happen. It's the only time that Sid shows any type of true villainous nature. That evil streak quickly goes away when he starts screaming after Woody. This all proves Sid is just a child who is merely experimenting with his imagination and building skills. These experiments fall unorthodox, could honestly lead him into a career in engineering.
yeah, like that's actually a good point. Like, I don't think Sid's a real villain. He's just a curious child. That's all. I mean, he has bad tendencies, but a lot of children do, so it's
Yeah,
whatever.
I find the construction part really funny because, like, well, it's just.
He becomes a trash guy in 3, though.
Oh yeah, and then was that like actually confirmed to be Sid?
Yes, by one of the directors or one of the writers,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. But yeah, like that whole theory goes out the window because he becomes a trash man, but it's still an interesting thought, though, for sure. I think I think what I really like about Toy Story overall is just how warm this movie feels. Like the way everything comes together with the characters and the plot. It's just a bona fide classic. Like there's very few movies that are up to the caliber of this for computer animation, if any at all.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, what other awesome computer animated? No,
Um,
nowadays I
I
think.
think I think the only one that comes close in concept is Brave Little Toaster, but it's nowhere near the quality of Toy Story though, and
I
story
have
wise.
not seen that one.
That's fair, but this film is so important. It's literally in the fucking Congress Museum, whatever, for film.
Yeah, Library of Congress. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a VHS tape of it in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, this film is not only does this film have a good story, it's just it's got cultural significance now because of how much it's influenced
Yeah, this was.
the medium.
Yeah, well, like this was the first feature-length computer-generated animated movie.
Yeah, everybody wanted to make a Toy Story after this. Like,
Yeah, like this definitely popularized the whole genre of what does your theme do when you're not looking. There's even a new installment
uh,
coming of that little genre coming out this year called Sneaks. Okay, it looks so cringe.
yeah, I think that's what makes Toy Story so endearing is like all the copies and all the like mediocrity that followed. Like, you can sit down and watch Toy Story and have a good time anytime you watch it, pretty much. It's just a really good movie.
Yeah, there was one thing I kind of thought about that's kind of weird about this movie. Does the fact that Woody never understands how Buzz could think he's a real space danger raise questions about how toys realize they're toys? Because it
Um,
kind of implies that Woody realized he's a toy right from the get go, which
that's a good question because in Toy Story 2, the Barbies in Toy Barn, Elle's Toy Barn, they kind of act like what their role is as a toy, like guide Barbies or whatever. For like airplanes, like airplane staff.
yeah, they act like what their
Um,
lore is.
I have a theory that Buzz, all toys eventually realize they're toys, but Buzz had it early because of what happens in Sid's house with the commercial.
Yeah, but
Um,
Woody acts the way Woody acts heavily implies he never experienced that. He doesn't
oh,
remember
that's a good
whatsoever.
point because he acts like annoyed when Buzz is doing it at the start. Like he's like, what is this guy doing, kind of thing.
Yeah, it literally just hit me. I was like rewatching it and it just hit me that's really.
Um, can I just say that Randy Newman's music for this movie is just stellar. Like, it needs no explanation how good the music is in this movie.
Oh yeah, it's iconic for a reason.
Yeah, like this is the type of this is the type of film score that composers can spend their whole life trying to make quality wise. The only other movie that has a comparable OST to quality to me is Unbreakable. Like, but yeah, it's a topic for a different day. But yeah, like Toy Story, everything comes together in the original Toy Story to make a really fucking good experience. Like, that's why it has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, and that's why it's universally loved because it's just a really good movie at its core. It doesn't really have. I mean, all movies have faults, but like it has so little faults that like all the positives just like bury all the bad stuff in the movie or like questionable stuff.
Yeah. This movie it succeeds so well. Like great developing of both characters. Do you ever wonder if another thing I thought about? Do you ever think about how the role of the toys it acts very similar to the parent? Because
Oh
I
yeah,
think about that because like Andy's father is literally never mentioned. It feels like Woody kind of they don't explicitly say this obviously. It feels like Woody in a way is like a father-in-law.
yeah. He's like the leader of the toys, like
Yeah,
a
that's
father
why he
figure.
says they have to be there for Andy in like the same way a parent would talk about their child.
And can I just say, like, Woody was an asshole in this movie,
Yeah,
straight up.
that's the classic arc. That's a classic arc. You start out not being that great, you improve later on the story or the character
Yeah,
development.
like that's another thing Toy Story does well. The story isn't really that original as a concept. Like it's been done years before in Hollywood. Like I can name like multiple movies with similar plot to this, but like it does it so well that you can forgive it not really being 100% original with the
I
story.
mean, they say nothing's truly 100% original. They just find new ways to approach the topic. In that
Yeah,
sense.
like the whole point of the original Toy Story is two toys of opposing things coming together and like overcoming like a situation like that's basically what it is pretty much.
Yeah, like what you can take lots of seemingly currently different movies and boil them down to the most basic elements, but you
Yeah,
still
like
it's still stripped, but that's will strip away a lot of what makes it
yeah,
it.
like even Unbreakable is a very bog standard comic story. Like it's just told so uniquely, it doesn't matter, you know?
Yeah, because it's more grounded,
Yeah, like
not really an action movie.
yeah, like Toy Story 1 is the most grounded of the trilogy for sure. Like overall. Because 2 and 3, because obviously in 2 they go rescue Woody, from the city because he got kidnapped and blah blah blah. But th- yeah, this movie holds a special place in my heart because it was one of the first movies I've ever seen as a person.
Oh yeah, the first movies I grew up on. I like basically remember how they all go.
Oh yeah,
Essentially,
even Quentin Tarantino said that these three movies are really really good, like almost perfect even.
yeah. And you refuse to watch 4.
Like I did not think he even cared about Toy Story or even animated movies at all, but yeah, like if you haven't seen this movie for some weird reason or another, like literally just like go on Disney Plus or whatever and watch it. It's like it's a masterpiece.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
it
very surprised that there's anyone watching this who hasn't seen this. But
uh
yeah, definitely.
this is definitely a hot take, but it's definitely my favorite of the three. Like I feel like the first one just feels like the most like masterpiecey of them
Uh,
all. Even all three are,
I
but
feel like it's pretty even, like close to evenly divided which one people consider the best of the three.
yeah, it's not like the Gamer trilogy where everybody thinks three is the best. Like in Toy Story, you can get like wildly different answers depending on who you ask what the best of the three is.
Yeah.
That's how you know these three movies are just near perfect when no like not there's no general consensus which one's the best one because they're all like equally the same quality for
Yeah.
various reasons.
Yeah.
Um, and can I just say that the scene at the end when they fly, that's peak cinema, man. Just straight fucking peak cinema.
Oh yeah, because it's Buzz embracing his toyness to the fullest.
Yeah, like, and I love how it subverts expectations because you expect them to like land back in the truck, but they land in Andy's mom's car. Um, oh, like, and I like how they got Arlie Ermy to do the Sarge of the Plastic Toys. Like he's just born for roles like that. Like,
Yeah, and then they clearly watch Full Metal Jacket. Like, yeah, let's get this guy. He's perfect.
yeah, you never leave another toy behind. But yeah, if for some whatever reason people watching this hasn't seen this movie, like, oh my goodness, what are you doing? Like, uh, but yeah, I'd say this was like probably like the best Pixar ever did until Toy 2 because Bugs Life wasn't as good as Toy Story. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I like Bugs Life, but yeah, it's not the cream of the crop of what the company did.
Yeah, because Bugs Life copies a Shakespeare play, and it's not really my
Wasn't it more
thing.
based off Seven Samurai?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I think you're right. Because like the or what species of insect are the villains again?
Grasshoppers.
Fuck, grasshoppers, right? Yeah, they come in and steal all the food and like ravage the ants, and that's like basically the Seven Samurai plot, pretty much.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I can't really say anything about this movie that hasn't really been said already because this is one of the most overanalyzed films in film
Yeah,
history.
that's why I definitely wanted to mention that article because it had a very fresh perspective. Yeah, that's one of the things. Okay, I was worried. Okay, what can I say that hasn't been said before? Because this movie's just that popular. Like,
Yeah, like even people that hate Disney and like Pixar, like they usually like Toy Story. So
well, yeah. Well, to be fair, a lot of people hate Disney more for business practices than the
Yeah,
actual
like
movies.
yeah, their movies were really never bad. Like their movies were always either serviceable or really good. Like that's what I don't understand about people that hate Disney movies. Like it's okay to hate them, but like when you say they never really made a good movie, that's kind of not true. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Um, what's your pick next week at Peter
All
Afro?
right. I was thinking, have you ever seen Incendies or Incendies? I don't know how to fucking pronounce
Uh,
it.
I might have. What's the plot?
Uh, I'll link you.
Yeah, I might have seen this. I'll tell you when I see it though.
I'll link the IMDb page in the Discord.
Let's see. No, I haven't seen this.
All
No.
right, perfect. All right, this is next week's episode, Incendies, from Denise Villeneuve. I don't know if that's her. All right, see you next episode.
Later.
Oh yeah, there were no Q&A questions. Hopefully we'll get some next time. We'll see you on Friday. Oh, hold on.